Hello, people. This is the weekly Heather recap from the third week of January. The exact dates will be in the description below. So if you don't have time to watch 2 to 3 hours of live streams, this is kind of like just a brief little rundown of everything Heather went through this past week. And I'm thinking about doing these once a week now on top of the live streams, and then also daily updates and the shorts. So if you like this, let me know below. And I'm just going to be looking at basically the highlights from this week.
You guys, I just got back from running to 7-Eleven, freezing. Cannot feel my legs. Couldn't even wait to heat up ramen. I was like, whatever, I'll have cupcakes for lunch. I have to say thank you. We just got back and I checked my Cash App balance, and you guys are so sweet. At least 10 or 20 of you have donated in amounts ranging from $1 to $40. And I have enough for a hotel room on Monday when it's supposed to be 0 degrees outside. So
she never ended up getting this hotel. I don't know why she wouldn't have got a hotel if people were actually willing to give her enough money to get one. Seems kind of weird to me.
I want to thank you guys, and maybe even Tuesday. So thank you guys so much. This is going to be my first time indoors sleeping in a bed since February 15th of 2023.
Which was a grift.
Thank you so much. I am so grateful beyond words. Just thank you so much. Like, you guys don't understand. I literally told Xavier on our way back from 7-Eleven, I was like, babe, I'm afraid we're going to die. I wasn't smiling. I didn't have this big smile on my face. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. I told him, I think we're going to, if no one helps us, we're going to die out here. Like, it's going to be 0 degrees.
Well, they didn't die. They stayed out there, didn't go to the hotel.
We're not Alaskans or Russians or Antarcticans or anything like that. We don't even have boots. We just have gym shoes and like leggings from Walgreens. Like, you guys don't understand. I was really legitimately afraid of what we were going to do. And that means so much to me. I'm so grateful. The face is because I'm trying not to cry while also still smiling.
So what do you guys think she spent the money on? Let me know down below.
And being hormonal and pregnant. Anyways, thank you guys so much. Seriously, thank you. So you guys, it's freezing. I cannot even tell you how cold it is.
So this is the day that she was at Mariano's, and she also did like a 15-minute live stream just going on about Xavier's art and his icons and what an icon is. And I'm going to skip a majority of that and just get to like the main points of this.
We have to get stuff to bring back to the tent, and we can't go to look for a hotel till tomorrow because tomorrow it's going to be even worse cold today.
But she didn't get what?
Xavier wants to save the money for something else. I said, no, I want to go to a hotel.
What do you guys think? Xavier wants to spend the money on.
Cold, so we'll see. What do you guys think we should do? 3 days in a hotel, 2 nights, 3 days? Or save the money and stay in the tent and try not to die?
I mean, you chose stay in the tent and try not to die. The two options here were 2 to 3 nights at a hotel, first time in a bed since, doesn't say, and then buy another heater and save the rest for the baby that they're not going to have custody of. They also said that someone donated 2 heaters. So I don't know. Are they just saving all that money for the baby, I guess? I don't know.
I want to talk about another business service that we can offer. So besides copywriting services.
So if you need something copyrighted, you can go to Heather and Xavier.
Ad writing services, marketing, social media management, etc., and so forth, and then curating, direction, and all of that.
Just a one-stop shop.
We also have Xavier doing custom art pieces. So what do I mean by that? If you guys have seen on the
What do you mean by that?
wall, I've also circulated them. He's doing custom fine art sales, as well as, I call them icons. You could, think of them as logos. So we're offering free consultations.
I wonder who got in on the free consultations.
With Xavier or myself. And then he's charging just for a very limited time until the baby is born. From now until the time the baby is born. And my due date is February 15th, 2024, which ironically is the 1-year date since we have been thrown outdoors and forced to literally be outside at night in a tent in urban Chicago. It's wild.
Sounds wild. Sounds like a crazy Valentine's Day in 2020.
Guys.
I wonder what happened. Oh, yeah, she was also complaining about the e-commerce store ripping her off. She's mad at Amber and Pat from Amazon.
So now I have the money and we're over here by the hotel and I want to pay and check in, but Xavier is sure that he won't be able to handle taking down the tent and bringing our stuff.
So they have the money, they're at the hotel, but they can't get it because Xavier can't put the stuff down and bring it?
The hotel. So I either have to lose everything that I own, all my clothes, my pregnancy bag, and everything else, or check in and then walk back, contracting.
Why can't Xavier just walk back?
And pack it all up myself because my husband in the last 3 days mysteriously decided cross-dressing again and acting like a little girl.
So if you're not familiar with Heather, she says is a lot better quote-unquote husband, Xavier, that he cross-dresses and he turns into a lesbian. And I guess he's just refusing to do things for her.
18 months. They're not letting me go live. They said for 24 days, which makes...
She also got banned off Instagram here. She's saying how she can't go live for 24 days.
Makes no sense. I go live every morning. I don't violate any rules. I don't share anything bad. Makes no sense. Transform her. 35 weeks pregnant. It's so cold that they canceled school locally over here.
But we're still in the tent and won't get the hotel because we don't know how to pack up the tent, even though we've done it many times before.
But we had some sponsors donate us some space heaters. So
I don't know where the money went. So anyone who donated to get them that hotel, I don't know where it went.
So we are keeping warm. Very grateful. And I have a book and some work to get done. And I'm also making a list of all the ways that they have, taken money out of my account or put opportunity in my path that I've attempted to take advantage of that has turned out to be a scam.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Like the e-commerce store that you didn't get, apparently.
Like these e-commerce stores, those are real. That's real opportunity. There's real opportunity in Shopify. Why would I be blocked from taking advantage of that?
I don't think you're blocked from anything. I just don't think you know how to use stuff. Or did you go to a sketchy site, maybe? I don't know, Heather. I don't live in your brain.
Okay, so I just got a call from my primary care physician. Or not my primary care physician, but his assistant or his PA. His assistant goes, Heather, someone's calling saying that you're selling prescriptions. Are you selling prescriptions? I said, doctor, I just saw you 3 days ago and I don't take prescriptions. The last time you guys even wrote me a prescription was 14 months ago, maybe more.
Yeah, so she's claiming that people are calling her doctors, saying that she's selling prescriptions, and the doctors are calling her now to see if she is. And this is her story about it. I don't know. Do you guys believe this?
He said, well, we just have to check. Everything's fine. We just have to check. He literally sounded like he was under duress. Like someone was like gun to his head telling him to make this phone call.
Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly how it sounded like.
My doctor was like, Heather, no, not mind you that I've been seeing this doctor at least monthly for 10 years.
I thought like she couldn't get a doctor. That was the whole thing. And the one doctor refused her because she was basically doxing the doctor on her Instagram. And she was saying, I'm uncomfortable with your social media presence, which I would be too if I was that doctor. And then the one before that, she said was trying to poison her with the iron supplements. So where did this doctor come from? That's been around for 10 years and is British, apparently.
He's like, Heather, someone is not a well-wisher of you. It was so funny. I'm like, what do you mean? He knows what's been going on, though. Every single time I get assaulted or sexually assaulted or robbed or like anything happens, I write a really detailed email and it gets scanned into my medical record. And the office management staff knows as well. So I'm going to, write a little recap summary of this and email it. Then I have it as well.
And then it just gets put into the medical system. That's what Heather thinks, at least.
And even if someone goes in and deletes that shit, it's always there. So if you guys are unaware, I also have a Coco, the coffee table book.
The coffee table book. I'm excited for this. I don't know. Apparently there's like 400 pages.
Coming out, which is really dope. And then a novel that I've been, finished writing for the most part for over a year. So I have to start working on that again. We're on 442 pages. We make it to TJ Maxx. I walk around and I find 2 travel size bags. And then I find a complete entire cosmetic set. And then
so this is her going to be complaining about not being able to pay for these things that she found at TJ Maxx after walking a journey to get there. It's just basically complaining. I took the complaining out.
And they make it no Wi-Fi. Okay, so that
and it cuts off.
That's frustrating. As everyone knows, when you're a pregnant woman,
Yep.
About to give birth, the human body biologically goes into what's called nesting.
She was on a nesting kick this past week.
Which means that you attempt to prepare the space around you for where you'll bring your baby home. Since I don't have any living space and I'm being held unlawfully and against my will.
No one's holding her in this tent. She chooses to be here for some strange reason.
In a tent by someone who refuses to identify themselves.
How wish I'm being held here by someone who refuses to identify themselves. How would you know? Like, what do you mean? Take a picture of him for us then.
Only extorts and plays power games, etc. and so forth. I have nowhere to put the baby stuff, the car seat, the stroller, the diaper bag, 3-pack of bottles, the breast pump, and an $80 an $80 37-piece wardrobe.
Yeah, that is a lot of stuff to not have anywhere to put in a tent. Do you think just by buying a bunch of stuff, people are going to give you a place to put it? Is that her game plan here? I don't think it's going to work out.
For a newborn. They don't allow my transactions to go through to make the purchases. This is unlawful. Hello?
Shaking the phone.
Oh, where are the police? How come if I go out and beat the fuck out of someone or take a shit on someone's doorstep, I'll get arrested, but these people are permitted to keep doing so for me?
Who has beat Heather up or shit on her doorstep? I know she said someone shit in Xavier's chocolates. Maybe that's what she's referring to as the shit. But who beat her up other than the screwdriver ladies? They didn't even have screwdrivers. It was like a little baby knife.
Why is that? Xavier did not go to get us dinner at all.
Oh, that's not good.
We fell asleep at like 5 o'clock and I woke up so hungry at like midnight. The baby was so like moving around like, excuse me. Look at how they made up for it today.
Smorgasbord.
A smorgasbord, that's what Xavier said. But yeah, that's a lot of food. Whoever they are, she's always going on about they. But I think it's the sponsors. For her sponsors are.
Xavier and I are sitting here having breakfast and going over the day, talking about his icons and how we're going to book consultations for that. And just different strategy with regards to making sales for fine art and icons.
Perfect.
All of a sudden I get a text message and it's from the Illinois Vine system. Understand that when I was...
Oh yeah, so she went off about... She thinks that she's being notified about her court case with Dylan, but there's no court case with her and Dylan. Dylan and Marissa got into a spat, and Dylan's, I think, in jail still right now as of recording this, and he has a hearing set with Marissa. Heather has Vine notifications on for Dylan from when they were still together and he was in jail. And she believes that she's the plaintiff and she keeps calling people demanding they explain it to her, but they don't know what the fuck she's talking about because this isn't a thing. So you're going to hear a lot of that now.
Was bludgeoned, no victim services. When I was sexually assaulted, no victim services. When my vehicle was destroyed, no victim services. I filed police reports for all of those. I've not received any victim services. Have not seen or spoken to Dylan in nearly 4 years. However, they sent me this.
So these are the notifications. A hearing for Dylan Smith was scheduled on the 23rd at 9 a.m. here. Said nothing to do with her. It doesn't say anything about her going.
So then, you guys, I call the number that is listed there, and I'm like, look, I didn't even receive victim services when this man and I actually had a relationship. And I was told basically to fuck off systemically.
Yeah, because they can't do anything. What you're saying isn't true. And they can't probably give any information if you're not Marissa. So they're like, just get out of here.
The parole department was like, there's nothing we can do. Point is, they're up to something again, you guys. And
oh, yeah, they must be up to something then, guys.
now look what I just received from my son. My son never has problems in school. All of a sudden, they were taking away.
My son has problems in school now because Dylan's in jail and I'm getting my notifications for his hearing.
Kids' phones during the whole BLM riot protest time. And they were putting these kids through some shit. It was almost as if they had targeted one kid against another kid to either make fun of them or in some way implicate them in something nefarious or hurt their feelings, in one way.
Yeah, is there a conspiracy about, I don't know, during the BLM times, they would pit kids against each other. So she thinks this is what's happening to her kid right now, and they're taking away his phone for that reason.
But don't you guys think it's weird that right when I start getting these Illinois Vine notifications about Dylan, now all of a sudden something's going on with my family and my children?
No. That's just you're connecting dots that aren't there.
Like what is it going to take? How many weird things need to occur, and how many thousands of occurrences do I need to report? Xavier says that he wants me to rely on Jehovah for our answers to.
Sounds like a good plan.
What's going to happen, where we're going to live, etc., and so forth, and that he believes in his father delivering on the apartment when the baby's born. It looks like someone was arrested using Dylan's identity and name and listing me as the victim. So
no, I don't know where she came up with this story where someone was using Dylan's identity, got arrested, and then said that they were beating up Heather. That doesn't make any sense at all. And it didn't happen.
I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is going on there.
You made that up in your head. That's what's going on there.
Someone keeps on changing my password and revoking my own access to my own social media. So this is the third. Plus I have Merciful.
I think you're just forgetting your password.
Storm.com, Do You Doll. I'm the strongest doll. And those have all been created since Dylan's release. I called the courthouse, I called the state's attorney, and I called local law enforcement as well as 911. No one can give me any answer or explanation as to why there is something called Vine services.
She's just like calling everyone about Vine. Why is this? Does no one really know what Vine is? I'm sure someone in one of these departments has told her. No one can tell me anything.
That is alleging Dylan Smith had a court date on January 6th for domestic battery against myself, Heather Gillespie, the only Heather Gillespie that there is.
Yeah, so they probably look it up and they're like, there's nothing here under those names.
With my birthday and social, right? So no one can give me any straightforward answer or response.
I can, Heather. I just did. It's not you. It's Marissa. I can answer a lot of questions.
From any of those agencies. I've left voicemails. The situation remains ongoing, and I'm trying to just remain calm as it reflares up like a fucking hemorrhoid. What's up, you guys? A lot of people have been asking about the novel and how's it coming. I've done absolutely nothing on it since leaving the Montclair residence online.
I'm sure lots of people are asking about the novel. Who is asking her about the novel? But she hasn't worked on it since, I guess she was indoors. She just carries it around with her.
Awfully, and I use the term leaving very loosely. Actually, I was manhandled by the law, picked up by my throat, and thrown out of my own apartment. And they were not real police officers. They were fake. And this is all my real life. I have no drug issue. I have no criminal record. And there's no reason for this. No one can make it make sense. You know why? Because it doesn't fucking make sense. For any of you who didn't know, I used to be a gymnast.
Yeah, she got a new outfit, and apparently Xavier thinks she looks like a gymnast.
Xavier said that I look like a gymnast from the 1996 Olympic Games.
In Atlanta. Oh, this live was crazy.
And be considered full-term.
In a couple weeks.
Anytime, after the next 2 weeks. So that's shocking. Not shocking, but...
Yeah, we're ready for it.
So Xavier's in the background being like, yeah, we're ready for the baby to come any day now. We're still living in a tent, but we're ready for it.
But I don't believe in long-term fixes As someone I know says, fractures on band-aids.
Give me band-aids on fractures, but she really gets off in the weeds here.
That do not evolve with the problems.
Are you going to talk about the film we watched yesterday at all?
No.
I mean, they do. They go on about this film for fucking ever.
I don't think so.
There's a great lesson in that.
There is. Is that a mainstream movie? What's it called?
It came out in 2016.
We watched a movie yesterday called
Blake Lively.
The Shallows with
So you guys know The Shallows. That's the movie they're referencing.
Blake Lively. Very scary. Oh my goodness. She got attacked by a shark, then coral, then washed up on a rock, then, oh God, the poor girl.
And apparently this is just like Heather's life.
Then had to seek refuge on the rotting carcass of a ginormous blue whale. I'm not a person who can even eat chicken on the bone because my mind goes through some things where I don't know. I just start feeling sorry for the chicken, and like the bone structure is too close to that of a human.
A human, huh? The chicken is too much like human. I can't eat it, guys.
Or another animal or whatever.
No.
And
with fleshly parts. Beat the shark.
Fleshly parts. Beat the shark. Yeah. Xavier says spitting back there.
Yeah. Just.
She also seems a little intoxicated. This is my opinion.
That's true. But I kind of felt like.
Very scary.
I was like, she's playing my character in an artistic and metaphorical way of life. Like,
didn't you say you had a dream
they've
about
already
it?
Ripped off my leg and
dreams about this movie.
Didn't you say you had a dream about it? She befriended a seagull. She befriended a seagull.
She befriended seagulls.
Xavier said she looked like the Little Mermaid with this little seagull sitting next to her. She set the wing of the seagull.
Yeah.
Those are skills right there.
Seagull.
The seagull was like, "Meow," and then it started gnawing on her finger. And then they were friends anyways. She sent him flying along on or floating along on a little tiny piece of surfboard.
I don't know what. This movie sounds crazy.
And she did an FTR.
Yeah, she did an FTR. That was
on a GoPro.
That was what he said.
Did an FTR and a GoPro. There's so many similarities here.
She did an FTR.
That's what saved her life.
Saved her life.
So we'll update every single subject. Number 1, Airbnb. It's been over a year and I've not heard back from their customer service department. Number 2.
I think you should give up on that.
After Airbnb, the other business is My Vehicle. So
I think you should give up on that too. That's long gone.
You guys know that I had paid off my entire car, Cadillac CTS.
Yeah, that did DoorDash.
I don't know. She did this when she was doing Duster.
I was Dasher of the Month every month. Everyone...
Dasher of the Month every month at DoorDash. Yeah, she also said that.
Everyone wants to know the major differences and what makes me think that this set of circumstances is a coordinated attempt to oppress. And here's the main differences that like scream out at me. Number 1, never in my life have I spent a holiday without my family.
Therefore, there must be some crazy conspiracy against me.
Ever. Not one. So beginning the year of the reality show debacle, please do not bring it up.
You bring it up all the time. But yeah, Love After Lockup is the show she's talking about.
God, what a nightmare. But following that year, I never was able to have another holiday since that time. It's 2024 now. That was 2020.
It's not the show's fault, though. It's your fault.
The show aired. So it's been a solid 4 years. That's treacherous, and there's no explanation for it.
Yeah, she's bringing back Tetris. She's bringing back treacherous instead of nefarious. She like swaps them out a bit. I've never heard her say treacherous too much yet.
So it's like who while all of this other stuff was happening would break into this gated community to key My Vehicle. That's pardon me, that's another one.
Okay. I don't think someone broke into a community, keyed your vehicle. You've never had a holiday with your family. These are the reasons why she thinks there's a global conspiracy against her. Maybe not global, but a conspiracy against her.
And I did file a police report for that, and that's in Lake County. So the reason I'm saying all these independent police stations have information that if they put together, if they knew that it, like I know that it's one of like a bunch of the exact same type of stuff, me being victimized or me being like bullied and picked on for things like standing underneath an awning while it's raining or snowing in downtown Chicago.
Who was bullying or picking on you for standing under an awning while it was raining in downtown Chicago? I don't think that. If that did happen, I think you were maybe causing a ruckus.
Who doesn't do that? These were very clearly curated and customized to attract attention to my situation during the BLM protesting. So in
Oh yeah, apparently there was fields of cars stolen during the BLM protesting, according to Heather.
Chicago, it was real bad during that time. In Chicago, there were whole entire fields worth of stolen cars. Literally. Like, just fields of them. They were tired of being patient and tired of attempting to work with law enforcement when law enforcement was adopted to a society of behavior, mindset of behavior that was very 1980s. You know, it reminds me of like Dan Aykroyd, Saturday Night Live, 1985.
What? Where he made Brian Wilson get out of bed to go surfing?
Hello.
Are you Brian Wilson?
Yes, I am.
Good afternoon, Mr. Wilson. We're from the Highway Patrol, Surf Squad.
Brian, we have a citation here for you, sir, under Section 936A of the California Catch a Wave Statute. Brian, you're in violation of paragraph 12. Failing to surf.
Come on, Brian. Let's go surfing now.
Everybody's learning how. Come on a safari with us.
Is that Dan Aykroyd in that? And those types of guys, that's the kind of fraternal
The Chicago
ideas
version of
existed.
The Chicago version of Dan Aykroyd, Saturday Night Live, 1985.
In the policing business and industry. And it's like life is a video game, and I'm getting targeted as a black woman, brown woman, white woman. And I
All the women, all the races, I'm being targeted.
noticed that I would stop on all my job applications. I would stop answering for race. It would ask you for one of them. This was, I don't know, 2019. I just decided that I didn't want to answer for race anymore. Like, who fucking cares what race I am? I don't want to answer that, you know? So I would mark other. I was speaking with,
And now she's being targeted as a black woman, brown woman, white woman. Just
police and law enforcement. I was speaking with people that I met driving DoorDash. I was speaking with people in Florida and people at gas stations in Kentucky, and
she was speaking with everybody, guys.
people literally all the way from here to here, back and forth, and
Up and down and all around.
getting a lot of different really crazy vibes.
Whatever the fuck that means.
The pregnancy is, I'm excited. I want to meet my child. I want to be, reunited in my home with my 3 big kids. I keep on refusing to believe that there will be any other outcome
I mean, well, that's not going to happen either.
than that. People in my attic blowing various inhalants through the gases. I had to call People's Gas, which is on file.
Yeah. Well, what did they find when you called them and said that there's people in your attic blowing inhalants into the gas?
had to call 911 a couple of times.
Was that like your excuse for having like duster in her system? It was the people blowing inhalants into the gas system.
Absolutely.
They live in the attic.
A lot of weird shit going on. I told you guys I went into the Jefferson Park police station, and there was a pink piece of paper hung over one of the officers that said, "Please send help."
It sounds like a scene from I don't know, the Batman cartoon.
And all the officers are like this at the table. And it's like, what the fuck is going on? I call them birds, just sitting there.
Yeah, definitely like a Batman cartoon.
Scary as hell. So I don't know if that was real or not. That tells you a lot of
If you're questioning it, I don't know. I don't know either, Heather. You would know. You would have to know is your thing.
things. Maybe they were holding me and as a product tester for Meta or some other sort of advanced 3-dimensional super reality that they're creating.
Yeah, I don't think that's the case. Where they're like holding you hostage as a beta tester for virtual reality.
Who knows, right?
But I know it's not that.
Instant metal. I want to worship mommy.
Oh yeah, and then ends by him saying, well, him being Xavier saying, I want to worship mommy.
Don't say that.
Yeah, don't say that, Xavier. So that is the weekly recap from this week. I'll do these once a week here. If you want to see the full clips from this week, I'll leave the links to the live streams down below. But this is basically just the highlights from this week. And if this is even too long for you, then there will be shorts as well for like little daily recaps. Anyways, let me know if you like this kind of format of stuff. I am out of here. Have a good one, guys.